the man whose faith and kindness saved a starving town. A powerful survival story. We were down to our last sack of flour, and the snow hadn't stopped in 5 days. The river was frozen solid, the road into town gone, and the only sound at night was the wind howling through the cracks in the cabin walls and the quiet hunger in our bellies. People were starving, children, neighbors, friends, and while others prayed for a miracle, Pa carried a secret that saved more lives than we ever knew. It all started months before, in the heat of a summer that never gave us rain. The corn never even sprouted, the wheat dried up before it could ripen, and the land cracked like broken pottery beneath our boots. By August, Ma was cutting meals in half. By September, Pa was trading his tools and even his favorite rifle for sacks of beans and flour. Thoughtful. A man don't need a gun if he's too weak to lift it, he told me, emphatic. But he'll need bread. By the time October arrived, folks in town had stopped talking about the weather. They started talking about winter. Everyone knew there wasn't going to be enough. The Lowell's crops failed, the Moores sold their milk cow just to get through September, and the Grants, well, they sent their oldest son to live with Ken out east because they couldn't feed him. Even church started to feel different. The hymns were softer, the eyes more hollow, but the prayers, they were louder. And then, right on time, the snow came. But this time it didn't whisper, it roared. 3 feet fell in 2 days. Drifts climbed higher than the fence posts. The creek froze. The road into town vanished. That week, the first rumors started. The stores out of flour. No more shipments from back east. The reverends asking folks to fast, not for faith, but because there's nothing left to eat. That was when I noticed Pa was getting up earlier than usual. He'd be out the door before first light, back from the barn with frost in his beard and a burlap sack under his arm. One morning, curiosity got the best of me. I followed him real quiet, and there in the back of the barn, hidden behind bales of hay, were supplies, flour, beans, smoked meat, even some honey in old mason jars. I watched him kneel in the snow right there by the barn door. His voice was soft, solemn. Lord bless every soul that receives this. Stretch it further than I know how, and let them know you're near. That's when I understood. He'd been storing to share, not for us, for everyone. That same day, he loaded a small sack into the saddlebag and disappeared down the trail. He returned just after dark, his face red with windburn, his hands trembling from cold. That night, the Moores found a basket on their porch, a loaf of bread, 2 jars of soup, and a handwritten verse tucked under a cloth. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Psalm 37:25. More gifts followed, a sack of flour left inside the church pew, smoked venison on the Grant's back step, bundle of kindling and biscuits at the Reverend's cabin. No one knew where it came from, they just called it the Lord's provision, but we knew it was Pa, guided by faith, and a heart that couldn't bear to see others suffer. We didn't have much, but Ma still made enough soup to give away. Annie cut her only shawl in half to give to a girl who'd come to church shivering, and I split firewood till my hands bled, delivering it to folks who couldn't swing an axe anymore. We weren't the only ones. Soon others started doing the same. Mrs. Harlan, whose pantry had been bare, offered to mend clothes for the widows. Mr. Talbot, the blacksmith, fixed broken wagon wheels for free. The Reverend came door to door praying over families, sometimes with tears freezing on his cheeks. The whole town began to move like a single body, one hand feeding, one heart believing. But it still wasn't easy. Some days there wasn't enough food for seconds. Ma would hand me a bowl with half as much as usual and say, "Eat slow, it's still a blessing." And it was, because kindness was on every doorstep. Because nobody went without, because love stretched further than we ever imagined it could. I once asked Pa, what if we run out? He looked me in the eye, then we run out fed, but we don't run out selfish. Spring came late that year. The ice took its time melting. The road into town stayed closed till nearly April. But when the first supply wagon finally rolled in, the whole town rang the church bell. We stood outside in boots patched with string, holding each other, weeping and laughing at the same time. We'd made it, not because we had enough, but because we gave enough. That winter nearly broke us, but it also reminded us of who we were. We were believers, we were neighbors, we were family. And the man whose faith and kindness helped hold it all together, he never said a word about what he did. He just looked to heaven and gave thanks. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who believes in quiet heroes and strong families. These prairie nights may be cold, but there's always room by the fire. Next time I'll tell you about the time Ma stood between a starving coyote and our last hen, and what happened still makes me laugh to this day. But that's a story for another fire.